Welcome back to the Lab TV, where we turn boys into men and men into kings. I'm your host, Tokyo, and around here we live by one rule: no excuses. Today we're talking about something that quietly shapes your life: your thoughts. A lot of men think their problems start with their money, circumstances, opportunities, but your biggest problem starts right here in your mind. The way you think today is shaping the way you live tomorrow. Roll that footage.
Time's ticking. Every man hits a moment where he either grows up or gives up. Wasting time, wasting potential. But deep down he knows there's more. More fight, more focus, more power. But it's not handed to you. It's built. This is the Lab TV. No handouts. No excuses.
Most people don't wake up in the morning saying, "I hate my life." Negative thinking is subtle. It sounds like, "I can't do that. I'm already behind. I'll never get there. What's the point? I'm not capable of doing it." When those thoughts constantly repeat in your head, it starts shaping how you move in life. You stop trying, you stop building, and you start procrastinating. And before you know it, your life starts matching your thoughts in your head. And some of y'all already failed before you even tried in real life. Come on now. So let's talk about the negative thinking loop. It starts with hesitation, procrastination, lack of progress, and then more negative thinking. Your mind convinces you that you're guaranteed failure before you even step in the arena. And the crazy part is, the only thing holding a man back is the story that he keeps telling himself. The Bible actually talks about guarding what's happening on the inside of us. Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. In other words, what's in you will show up in real life. Your actions, your attitude, your decisions all flow from what's happening inside of your life, inside your heart, inside your mind. All that negativity just spewing out of you, bro. Alright, now y'all know I gotta tell y'all an example with my life. So let me tell you something real fast. There was a season in my life where I struggled with self-doubt, where I told myself I wasn't good enough, where I told myself that I wasn't going to be nothing. I was depressed and I was afraid, for real. I was depressed and I was afraid. And that's when your mind started telling you lies about yourself. Like lying to you about who you are. But something happened to me that forced me to get out of my negative thinking. And I went to trucking school. Because at the time, I was jobless. I was hanging out on the street. I was drinking every day. I was smoking weed every day. But something happened to me, man. So now let me tell y'all, like, driving an 18-wheeler was never on my mind. Like, in a million years. I went to school for computers. I wanted to play instruments like the drums, guitar, learn how to play the piano. Driving the 18-wheelers was far from my mind, yo. The first time I got behind the 18-wheeler, behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler, I was shaking like a stripper. I was so nervous. I was terrified. All these cars on the side of me in this big old long commercial vehicle, and I'm like, what am I doing? But something happened to me, man. As I was driving, the more miles I put in, the calmer I became. I eventually stopped being scared. With every mile that I did, my fear was disappearing. And that's when I realized something. I realized that my thoughts were lying to me, that I could do this. That long as I showed up and was brave and got over my fears, they would disappear. I didn't just grow out my depression because I sat around and, thought better thoughts. I came out of it with prayer for sure, but I moved. I was moving. I had movement. As we like to say, I had motion going on. So how do we get out of negative thinking? So number one, you got to notice the thought. You can't just get out of negative thinking that you don't notice. You got to start paying attention. Start paying attention when you say, I can't. This too much for me. I don't know if I can do this. Pay attention to that. Number two, challenge the thought. You got to ask yourself, is this fear talking or is this true? Because most of the time, negative thoughts disappear when you start challenging it. You start being logical with yourself, because negative thinking starts to sound like logic, but you really just scared, And it's comfort. Your mind try to make you feel comfortable with being in the same place. Your mind don't like change or resistance or a challenge. Your mind don't like that, so you have to force yourself. Step 3, take action. Action defeats the doubt. You don't defeat negative thinking by hoping it gets better. One decision, one action, 1 hour can completely change your way of thinking. Movement changes your mind. And number 4, strengthen yourself spiritually, bro. Because there is another level to this too. Sometimes those negative thinking are spiritual battles, and you have to fight that with prayer and fasting. You got to go and talk to God about what's going on with you, because a lot of times they be spiritual battles. Like I said, it's something that's going on in your life where you're being attacked. Maybe it's because you sleeping with a woman who has negativity and demons on her, bad spirits, y'all like to say bad energy, whatever. They on her and you laying with her, and that's on your spirit. Now you sad and depressed. Now you can't get up. You was all fine before you laid down with that woman. So we gotta stop doing things like that. We gotta go to God in prayer, ask him to reveal what's going on with us, because depression can sometimes, well, a lot of times, is spiritual. So when your mind weak, your spirit need to get stronger. I'm finna read a scripture. Psalms 139, 23 and 24. Search me, O God. I know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Sometimes we need God to search us and help us to clean our thoughts up. I just said that. Sometimes these battles be spiritual, bro. The life you live today is a result of the way you have been repeatedly thinking every day. If your mind is full of doubt, fear, and excuses, then your life will reflect it. But if you start challenging those thoughts and taking action, your life will become completely different. The voice in your head that tells you that you can't usually start getting quiet when you start moving. This is the Lab TV, where pressure builds purpose and every man is challenged to grow. If you're ready to rise, if you're ready to lead, if you're ready to live your life with no excuses, then hit subscribe, share with another brother, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the Lab TV. No excuses.